about the rallies, about the number of people that show up at the rallies. Those people are already our people. They already love CCC, they love President Chamisa, they love our organization. So they will always show up at those rallies and they'll always go and vote. The people that we want are the people that are remaining behind, that do not come to the rallies, that want to be enticed to come to the rallies, that need to be galvanized and mobilized for them to go and register to vote. Those are the people that we want. So in the absence of rallies, I was already seeing a situation where door-to-door, street-by-street campaigns, village-by-village campaigns was going to be intensified because we all knew that we were not going to do rallies. But unfortunately, or fortunately, some people may want to say that we started having rallies, and it removed that personal conduct that we need. So my appeal to everyone here is, let's make sure that we do something at our levels. Here in America, we have one gentleman, Mr. Clive Chinzo. Everyone who is here, he knows him. He's a community leader. He has started a program where he has put families in WhatsApp, created a WhatsApp group, and they are paying, he's telling people to give relatives at least $20 each for them to go and register to vote. You're not giving anyone, a stranger, your money. You are giving your relatives. You are giving the people that you are already taking care of. You are going to give them money anyway, but now you are using that as an incentive for them to go and register to vote. I don't know if Mr. Chinzo has joined, but I did go out and call him so that if he can be allowed to just speak about that model, that program that he has started, maybe it might motivate others in other countries to start the same thing, because that's exactly what we need. As people in the diaspora, we are influencers. We can influence people in Zimbabwe to go and register and also to show up to go and vote. I don't know if Mr. Chinzo is here. You text me, and then I'll give his account name to the to the co-host so that he can be allowed to just speak briefly. But basically, if we can revisit the issue of the twinning program as Parliament, and then give feedback, or even get Rachbaya or Ellen and Councillor Makoni to be part of that discussion. They are willing to do that. And then the people that were involved in that twinning program, they can also come and share their experiences, both the benefactors, the candidates, and the people that were involved in that twinning program. I see it as something that can help us. If one province could raise as much as $16,000 in 1 month, in less than a month. I know UK was involved. I know Australia was involved, China, South Africa, but I don't know how much they raised. But we can safely say above $25,000 was raised in that short space of time. So why not take up that program and make it better? Thank you.
Thank you. Can we have Baba Mateu, then Dr. Maifa, then Mr. Nkoza? So Totangana Baba Mateu, we start with Baba Mateu. I don't know, this sound squad music. When we add them, there's a lot of noise.
Dr. Zigo, I'm hearing Mr. Chinzo is in. If you can just give him a few minutes to just talk about his program.
Which one is Mr. Chinzo?
Let me see here. Mr. Chinzo, can you open his mic and you can see? I don't know how this is done.
I think, I hope he's the one written Saul. Mr. Saul, are you Mr. Chinzo? I think, I don't know. When he comes, tell him to raise his hand. Baba Mateu, okay. Can you go ahead?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Good evening, Honorable Members of Parliament. I was just listening, and I wasn't quite sure exactly how this program is going. But I think after listening for some time, I think I'm now quite aware of the achievements that we want to get here. And maybe I'll say that I'm not so quite sure whether I would fit into this program or not. The first thing is that
Baba Mateu, maybe I can just give you a brief so that you can know what happened. So initially, what we did is the MPs they came and delivered a speech about the challenges their communities are facing. Then after that, they came up with solutions of the challenges, of those challenges. Then after that, we went into a feedback mode where they are telling, where the people in the gallery or in the floor are telling us what they've learned and what they want improved and the way forward. So we're on the way forward right now, but there was a period where they talked about the challenges, the solutions, and then we came to the feedback of the issues that had been discussed. That's what happened.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Maybe I'll take it from there. I personally am the current shadow MP for Boera West constituency. I think to start with, I would say I had a very good conversation after the by-elections in Boera Central, which is my neighbor. And what I got from the councillor in that Ward 23 was that the main challenges was that to start with, he didn't even have flyers to dish out to the people. Neither did he have posters. Neither did he have even T-shirts. And so I think this was a very bad start, because then they didn't have anything. And unfortunately, they were not even aware of the twinning program. They only realized it much later. And so he says the challenge then that came was most people were actually, because the way the ballot papers were printed, they were actually looking for something yellow, and they couldn't find the yellow. Some of them didn't even vote because they said the yellow is not there, and because they couldn't see clearly the names that were there. And so that's the starting point, that we need, there is need to educate the people in the rural areas to know that what they need to find is that they should just look for a CCC, and that we should let them know that it may not come in color. It may be, in most cases, it will be black and white. And that is, I think, is very important to educate them. And so my belief in that situation is that if we can support rural constituencies with as many flyers as we can, then that will actually come to fruition. And then whilst also discussing with him, obviously the challenges that he had was also in terms of fuel, and in fact, not only that, communication in itself, because he was almost going to the to deploy agents without even airtime or data for himself and for the polling agents. And then I quickly jumped in to help out on the data and airtime. And then the other thing that I also realized then was that the polling agents were going to be deployed without training. They were actually deployed and then trained the next day. I then just, I knew the person that had done training in Manicaland province, and then I sent them some money to drive down to Boera Central and make sure that they trained those polling agents before they started the real work. And so these are the challenges that we find in rural areas. And rural areas are wide areas. A ward is probably the size of a constituency in town. And so it really needs a lot of, they need a lot of support. And so also, I mean, right now as we are, I know flyers are not that very expensive, especially if we are going to have flyers that are in black and white. That they are not that expensive. Then we can then top up with maybe T-shirts. At the moment, I don't think before we start the real campaign, we may not need posters, because posters will obviously be pulled down. But if we give people flyers doing a door-to-door, that will actually work. And then if we also give especially the teams that are actually going into to do door-to-door, if we can only supply those with t-shirts, since we've got limited resources, then that will be quite telling. And also in rural areas, having people moving around with CCC t-shirts, that will remove a lot of fear from the people, from the ordinary person, from the ordinary voter. So if we can do that, it will work in two ways. That there will be awareness, and then it will also remove fear from the people. And let me also come to the solutions that we might have in rural constituencies. I'm sorry, but I'm going to talk about rural constituencies because I've been shadow MP 2013 and 2018, and so that's the area that I'm very much well versed with. Projects that we can do right now. I think we are actually behind time. Like the Chief Social was saying, in terms of twinning. The twinning program should actually start now. Why? Because then the twinning program will help in voter registration, which is very important. Because some people live far away from the registration centers. We are lucky because right now at the moment there is this registration going on, but people need awareness. They need to know that voting is at such and such a center, and so that they can actually go not voting as such, registration, so that they can get their birth certificates, death certificates. They can also get their IDs from there. And so I've been monitoring since yesterday my registration taking place at Munira Primary School in Ward 6, Buera West constituency. That when they actually get there, the fear of most of them was that they were going to be asked to pay some money. But actually, right now, they're actually getting for free in the rural areas. And so there should be no reason whatsoever why they should hesitate to get to those registration centers, so that we can have as many people registered as possible during this blitz, and then that will help us. And we know very well that most of the young people that are actually registering now will be voting for CCC. So it's just to our advantage. So twinning should actually start now, so that we can start on this registration. Make sure that people are registered. We give them information, and we do all the things that are necessary. And then the other thing that I wanted to talk about is, ZANU-PF gives maize, whatever, beans, and all those foodstuffs and fertilizer and things like that. But I think what we can do, if we have got a twinning program, we can actually start on projects like gardening, chickens, even things like, actually, when you are in the diaspora, pads are very cheap. So sanitary pads for the young women and the girls, that will sell very well, and that will fit very well with the CCC if we do that. And also the other thing that we have to actually we can do is to support the local community to ensure that their deep tanks are actually working. And if not, then we get what do you call the chemicals that are needed to be put in the deep tank to ensure that their cattle are dipping. Because most people will be very happy, because a lot of in most rural areas, cattle died because the deep tanks are not working. They've been neglected. ZANU has completely forgotten about them. And yet, this is what the people in the rural areas actually survive on. And then the other thing that the little things that we can also do is, I'll tell you, by clinics, we can actually help in terms of just supplying painkillers. and such simple things like bandages and things like that, we can supply to clinics in rural areas, and that will make a very big difference. Because I had the opportunity of talking to one of my nieces who went to a clinic at Boera Clinic to give birth. She said there was not a Panadol, not even a paracetamol. There was not even a bandage. She said there was completely nothing. And even the nurses, the midwives, were scrambling to get just gloves to do their work. And so gloves are things that we can actually help out in various clinics. And then obviously the other thing is the people in rural areas are actually quite eager. If you say, okay, today tuita nimbe toda kunogadzira road pakati paya pari kutaridza kuti motikari dzifambe so that we can get different services. They are ready as long as if we can they can only get some cement, and then the rest of the work they can do. And also the other thing that is also actually bringing the young people together is having football and netball games, and that which I looked into Alibaba. I was looking to buy some balls, but it looks like the quantities they want one person cannot afford. They need you to buy a limited quantity of about 1,000 balls, which is quite they are very cheap, but if they say the minimum is 1,000 balls, and so therefore no one can actually single-handedly afford that. And so that those are the things that I believe if we do that, then at least we can penetrate and do very well in rural areas. And also, personally, some of the things that I do are like whenever there is a funeral in the constituent that I'm elected by our members, I make sure that Vice Chairman, when there is sickness, if I'm elected, I'll ensure that I'll help the sick. And sorry?
Mkoma, kana mapesa so kana mapesa.
All right, and school on the young phone in Dennis. Dennis, okay, right, thanks. Yeah.
I'll take over from you.
So let me just finish off by saying if we can use this platform and use the twinning program together with it, I think that will be the best for CCC come 2023. Because we might believe that we have got people coming to rallies, but people need more education on the CCC. They need to know where to look. And it is necessary that, if possible, we have door-to-doors in every rural constituent to ensure that people are actually educated on this. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you so much. In the interest of our time, we thought we were supposed to finish at 8 because there are other programs that are coming up. So in the interest of time, we're going to finish in about 30 minutes, meaning to say that each person who is on the podium, we're going to give you 1 minute, 1 to 2 minutes each. Then we'll be done. So we had already given Dr. Maifa, then after that, Dennis, after Dennis, Clive, in that order. So let's go Dr. Maifa, then after that, Dennis, then Clive.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker and co-host.
Sorry, Dr. Maifa, we can't really hear you. Are you still speaking? I don't know. Does anyone hear my Dr. Maifa?
We can't hear.
hear you.
Okay, so I think she's dropped. Dr. Maifa, you can come back to speak in a few minutes. Let someone else go on. The next one was Dennis. Dennis, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate this space, and the issue, like, guys, we need to build the country again. We are on the other side of the country. I can see my yellow car wanda up. Last time it was Diamond. How are you? So, guys, I'm based in Pretoria, but now the problem, a simple thing like how do I get connected with the CC connections in Pretoria? How do I get? I've contributed a lot of money, but guys, who are we? How can you? I'm sorry. Later on, you guys said it's not political, but we don't even know each other. That's my problem. We don't know each
Dennis,
other.
sorry. Is this feedback on the model parliament or is this feedback for the party in general?
Oh, okay. So sorry a bit. It was like a bit of feedback of. I can see there's Diamond, there's Denford, there's guys. How can I be involved? How can I? I'm sorry. I think.
Dennis, I think you get an answer in your inbox.
Can you please follow me as well?
I think you get an answer in your inbox to your question. So in the interest of moving on with the model parliament feedback session, Mambosho requested Clive to come up.
Is it
Yes, Mr. Clive is there.
Yes, Mr. Clive, you can go ahead.
Hi. So I have some background noise I'm trying to eliminate on my phone here. Hold on one second.
We can't hear it, so you are free to speak. You can go ahead.
Okay. Now, can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
All right, thank you. Anyway, like I've been introduced, I'm Clive. I'm based in the US and the Dallas area. So what I thought could help, and I know a lot of us who are in the diaspora, the majority may not go back home to vote. Now, I know it's a two-part process, right? You have to make a trip to go and register, then you have to go make a trip to vote. So that is practically not possible. So I thought, okay, I'm coming from a background where we have a village, Rnasabuku, with the same last name. The whole Buku village is same family, same last name. How can I impact these people to go out and vote, right? So I looked at that little group and thought, if I give these people some incentive, right, to give them a little cash. Now there are several ways to do it. My friends suggested you can give people some airtime, but you have to give them an incentive to say, okay, whoever you're going to vote for, go ahead and vote for whoever you think is worthy to be voted for. But you have to do the first part, to go register to vote. As you all know, a lot of the people who are in the younger generations don't actually go to vote because they think it's not their thing. You know, they're not that involved. Politics is for the elderly. No, it actually takes that generation to change things. So I offered my $50, right? So whoever is going to go, give me some information. The information, I can check it out on the website, on the portal, to see if they're truly registered. Or they come back, text me their slip, then whoever I gave the cash will disperse the $50 to them. Now, the response I got was overwhelming, right? I still owe 3 family members their $50 that I haven't paid, but I'll pay them. Now, if as the diaspora community, you don't have to go as far as $50, $10, $15 of airtime or whatever you can do to say, hey, I was going to give you some money anyway. you know, but this time I'm giving you some money to go do what is right. It's not only what is right for you and the nation. Go register to vote. Now see how that the community or your family responds to that call. So for me, it has been effective. I've seen the results. I've seen, you know, the slips, and these people actually went to vote. So that's my message. I don't know how else we can amplify that message. If it will resonate with some of you here in the diaspora, hey, let's take it up. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Clive. And Clive, since you already have a constituency on the ground, can't you come here and represent it as the diaspora model parliamentarian for it? We're still looking for virtual MPs, guys. So we still need people to take up constituencies and represent them online.
Hey, I just have to understand what that entails, right? So maybe somebody
It
can.
entails coming to these parliamentary sessions. I'll pass over to the speaker to tell you what is involved. Go ahead, speaker.
Sure.
Yes. So, Mr. Clive, can you tell me which constituents you represent or you would like to represent?
So I'm in the US, right? So I don't know how the constituencies.
The Zimbabwean constituents where your relatives are.
Oh, where my relatives? Oh, okay. So Mutasa, I don't know whether that's Mutasa North. So we are north side of Osborne Dam, which is west side of like Watsomba district.
Okay, so Mutasa North?
Yes.
Okay, nice. Perfect. So if you are a model parliamentarian, all you need to do is to go and interact with your people who are on the ground, and also your the 2023 candidate or the MP who is currently there, if they are for CCC. Then when you come here, you present issues that are affecting Mutasa North. And what you are doing to solve those challenges that are facing your constituents. So they can be a bridge, they can be a school which needs attention or something like that. So basically you are coming to represent your people on the platform, so that it's easy for you since you understand the area. So you will be talking from an informed point of view.
Cool. Hey, put me down for it.
Okay, thank you, Clive. Over to you, Deputy Speaker.
Okay, all right, thank you. Mr. Baba Mateo, you can go ahead.
Oh, thank you. I just wanted to advise him to get hold of, if he can follow me, then I'll follow him. Then he can get hold of Honorable Chimini for Mutasa North. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, lots. And I take it, Baba Mateo, you are representing Boera West in our virtual model parliament. Since you're already the shadow MP for that area. But yeah, moving. Oh yeah, you can confirm or comment. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's correct. That's okay. No, I have no problem with that, as long as it increases our chances of winning the 2023 elections. I can do anything.
All right, thank you so much. Then Citizen X, go ahead.
Just a question. Atora Marondera Central Dian, otherwise no a double candidates pano.
No one yet.
Okay. Sorry, Honorable Speaker, just in interjection. I think this person here is Mateo. Mateo is Caston Mateo is my son. He's the one who just won the by-election in Marondera Central.
Is Citizen X.
Oh, Citizen X wants to represent the constituency virtually online and be connected to Mr. Mateo on the ground. And yeah, that's how this virtual parliament works. So yeah, Citizen X has signed up to represent Marondera.
Marondera,
yeah, yes.
I'm going to turn it yellow. I'm going to turn it yellow. Drought I'm going to turn it yellow. Kuchaita development inochikisa. ende tichaiwina zvine mutsindo zvokuti ZANU-PF ichawana madhakidhaki.
Yeah, we love hearing that. We love hearing that. Yes, Dennis Wadzoka, come in. Dennis?
Dennis, go ahead. And Citizen X, if you can.
I'm sorry. Can you just?
Dennis, we can't hear you. What's going on?
Yeah, I think he might be having network challenges. I just wanted to tell Citizen X, I can't see him anymore. But Citizen X, if you can follow Baba Mateo as well and send him a message. When you are representing Marondera Central, then you'll be connected to Mukoma Caston Mateo as well, so that we can be hearing the real issues affecting Marondera Central. You, Citizen X, as a virtual representative, then Mukoma Caston is the actual representative in the House of Assembly. So thank you. Follow Baba Mateo, and then the connection or the twinning between the virtual parliamentarian and the actual parliamentarian can actually take place. So thank you for that. Dennis, I think Dennis, we've lost Dennis, but I'll take the new ones first. So we'll start with Sister Diamond. And remember, we are left with 15 minutes now. So let's make it short, 2 minutes maximum.
My appreciation to you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I was just raising on an agreement point with some brother who came earlier on, but I can't remember who he was, who was talking about how he could possibly get in touch with people so as to be able to work for the common cause of obviously winning 2023. And I've had a few people who've come to my DM after a space which was held by, I think, myself and Beauty and Smartest and others, that then was joined by one Mr. Chambi from Pachelu. We did speak mainly to do with the intimidation, especially in the rural areas, to our rural folk. And we kind of came to an understanding that there is a hell lot of work to be done, more than what we are doing in the urban areas. If we wanted to be honest and truthful to ourselves, we'll understand that there is much work to be done within the urban areas. I totally agree with that. But there is more work to be done in the rural areas. And part of the work, if not predominantly, the work is around intimidation that has been for a very long time. We will agree that most of our rural folk, they get so much put within small cocoons for them not to be able to escape. Understand that when they vote, somebody will see who they are casting their vote on. There's a CCTV which is watching them from heaven, supposedly, which will take their name, their everything, and at the end of the day, they will get killed for voting maybe opposition. So what then do we have to do? We agreed on that space that we would be able to probably work with people, most of them whom may be in South Africa, so to speak, because South Africa is closest to home than most of us here. What do we have to do? We have to get as many people as we can. I know a hell lot of people, some of them have come to my DM to say, Mother Diamond, Sister Diamond, what do? We are ready to work in the villages, and we are not intimidatable, if that is a word. Because if I asked my brother who lives in Bulile Mamangwe to start wearing yellow, painting the town yellow, the likelihood of that happening is like 0%, because he is so terrified because of history. We are who we are as a result of what we have been, if I say, socialized to be. ZANU-PF inuraya, ZANU-PF ndeyeropa, short sleeve and long sleeve. Long story short, because of our time, I am of an idea that we need to come together as a people, as a CCC, and be able to come up with programs that we can possibly. I am so much into funding because I know definitely the showstopper most of the times is people cannot, they may wish to do things, but they are not capacitated to because of not being able to financially fund issues. So if we have people, young men, young women who are willing, at one point Mother Kore came and said, taimboshanda tichipinda mumaruzevha tichitaura nehama dzedu dziri mumaruzevha, touraya mbudzi, toita basa 1 week tiri munzvimbo tichitengesa musangano, chatinongoda chete chikafu chekudya tapedza todzokera kumamisha edu. If we can come up with programs of maybe young men and women who are not intimidatable to go in the villages, coordinate all these football projects, netball projects, gardening projects, zatinofanda isusu tinokwanisa, because most of us won't be able to go to Zimbabwe to do this practically, but we can fund that. Come together. If we say there are 20, 40 people, 50 people, 100 people that we are going to sponsor to go, kwatinoziva kuti it's supposed to be the stronghold of the so-called ZANU-PF. They work and work and work. They are not scared of anything because guess what? They'll just work and go. Yes, I understand about us speaking with our people at grassroots, but the only thing at grassroots level, the only thing or the only effect that will have is just me talking to my 5 people within our homestead. And it depends on how much emphasizing I am to them. But I don't know if Smartest is going to be able to be as influential as I am, such that his people understand that apana CCTV from heaven, which will be able to identify power voter. But if we fund these young men and young women to go and do some work within these so-called strongholds, and if I get somebody like myself, this is just an example, Denford, Layton, Dr. Maifa, toenda tichibva kuSouth Africa, tosvika tonzi endai kwaChenda Mbuya, munoita basa. This is what we want you to do. Educate thingy, paint the whole city, create all these football projects that we do, buy my uniforms. I've already funded a team of footballers, and my incentive to them was football kit, go register to vote. They have gone to register to vote, 18, 19, 20-year-olds, Marova, Emumarain. The next thing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm also into soccer.
Dennis.
Okay. So thank you very much, brother. So I have done that. They have gone to register to vote. I bought 15 my football kits. But so far, Atorwa, Aripo, I was talking to them yesterday, Atorwa, Aripo, ndofunga about 9 or 10. Which means kuti maslip ndakaona of registering to vote. Hakuna munhu ano access uniform yangu asati andiratidza a slip to register to vote. But I'm just doing this remotely. And you can see the impact that it has. It does have impact, but not as much impact as if they saw me. Ndakapfeka regalia yangu yeyellow, nekepesi yangu yeyellow, nichiti CCC ibato ritsva, musatye vabereki. Hakuna chinombotyisa, hakuna CCTV inokuonai. Unovhumirwa kuvhota uri 1, haudi kuperekedzwa, mazvinzwa vabereki. Hapana chinombotyisa, zvinhu zvakachinja, blah, blah, blah. The impact that it has, it's a little bit different from the one that it has right now. So I want to totally agree with Baba Mateo about this whole project. But at the end of the day, we also have to coordinate together as a people and put up these, not structures, these support groups that we will be able to work with. The young people are the ones that are going to liberate our country from this regime. So yes, I will be more than happy to continue in that project. Deputy Speaker said, Mr. Smartest, it was spoken about on that platform, and I think it needs to be followed through. All we were waiting for was the by-elections to get to get out of the way. Then we'll get together, because one thing that will proper destroy things is to do things haphazardly. We never can then understand what is what and where is the party going as a party. So
thank you, my sister. I know
I am going to have to finish, my sister. I'm sorry. I'm gonna 1 minute and say. So what I am asking, Mr. Speaker, say, is for you to maybe within the interim leadership to help us, because we don't want to do things haphazardly, because we've noticed that lately. Help us understand what we are allowed to do and what we are not allowed to do. And I thank you.
I hope, Speaker, you've heard the question and you address it.
Yes, definitely. I've had the question about there is an initiative that she has already started, and she bought some kits. But then the challenge is she stopped it because of the by-elections. And now she wants to know what citizens are allowed to do and what they are not allowed to do. So basically, anything that you know improves the party, you are definitely allowed to do it. Sponsoring activities, you are definitely allowed to do it. But when you do it, it has to be clear that it is being done by a citizen who is acting independently. Then if it is a party program or a party activity, then it will come through the party channels. And some of you might ask why the delay or something like that. The delay is simple. As a party, we operate within confines of a constitution, and that constitution is what we are waiting to hear. When it is presented to the public, then everyone is going to be operating within the confines of that constitution. So that's one thing that we are waiting for. So when the constitution is there, everyone will then know the parameters through which or within which they are supposed to operate. So the constitution will be the main document. Before we have the official documents from the party, what we can do is generally support the party, support our communities like we have been doing. But the issue kuti maputi, as you have put it, or a haphazard way of doing things, the days of that are numbered. It's not going to last for a very long time. If it happens, it will happen maybe 2 weeks maximum, but I don't see it going beyond 2 weeks, this haphazard kind of things. Everything is going to be streamlined, and we are all going to act in one accord and do one thing, because a properly constituted party cannot do things haphazardly, because that would put the name of the party into disrepute, and that's not what we would want. That's why we say if there are initiatives that you have that you feel like they need to be done at an organizational level, you inbox, you send us the information of what you want to be done, and then it goes through approval processes. You will see on top there is a pinned tweet that I pinned, which is talking about the Why I Am Voting Challenge. The Why I Am Voting Challenge, they came to the Diaspora Affairs Department, and they were like, we want to do our program and to start a challenge. They wanted to start yesterday, but because it was April Fool's Day, they thought it wasn't a good idea, because some people would think it's just a lie. So they left it for the 2nd of April. Why was that important? It was important because now we amplify their message, and we tell them that, okay, these images that you put, there's a ZANU-PF image, and we cannot advertise or advocate for something like that. Then they can make some changes, then make it, then we adopt it at an organizational level. But if you are doing it as an individual, you need to take responsibility of what you are doing. If you fundraise as an individual, as we always say, you need to then be able to thank the people from whom you have taken the money. You need to be accountable from the people to the people, and so on and so forth. Right. So if you want to make it organizational and you are in the diaspora, the easiest way is just to come to the Diaspora Affairs desk and say, I have this initiative and I want to go and do it. Then personally, I will take it to our Minister of Diaspora Affairs, Minister Clifford Lachwayo. Then he will take it to the president, and after that, it will get some approval. Once it is approved, we then say, go ahead. That's what the others are doing. So bring your initiatives, then we'll be able to help. 30 seconds, Sister Diamond. 30 seconds, Dennis.
You've just answered me by the last sentence that you said, and this was not to intend individualized campaigning and individualized fundraising. What I wanted to understand is give us a platform to come to with our initiative. So the last sentence of your submission was the one which actually spoke to what I was asking, because we need to be organized. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. So just come to us and we'll make sure that your ideas are actioned. As you understand, I think Sister Diamond, when the suggestion for the model parliament was done, you were there, and we take your ideas very seriously. We don't believe there is any idea that shouldn't be implemented. If it's an idea, it should fail after we've tried it. We shouldn't say that your idea is bad unless it's financially unsustainable. If you give us a way of sustaining it financially, we can still do it, because we believe that for you to sit down, come up with the idea, and say it out in public, it means that you have got confidence in the idea. So why then should we stop it before we even try it? So we are going to try all the initiatives that you are bringing here, all the suggestions that you are making. We are taking note of them, and we are going to make sure that they are implemented. The Diaspora Affairs Department or Diaspora Affairs team, it's not the host, it's not the minister only. The diaspora is everyone in the diaspora, including everyone who is listening, everyone who is on the speakers, the co-hosts. You are the diaspora. The program of the diaspora is your program, not my program or the minister's program. So if you take it from that thing, that diaspora is ours, that's when you know the platform where you go. You just come to the diaspora, and then we implement your ideas. We don't select, we don't look at whether we have known each other for 5 months or 5 days. If the idea is good, we do it, and then we move. That's how we progress as a people. Thank you so much. Let's go to Dennis.
Hi guys, I'm Dennis Ungana. I don't mind even to say my full name there. The issue there is like we are hiding each other. I'm based in Victoria like now. I don't even know where are the structures. How do we know each other when I can't even get the structures in Pretoria? I was away. Okay, by the way, you can check my profile. I was a webmaster in Vezo, Zimbabwe. That was 2005. I was a webmaster there for 2 years. Guys, I've developed systems. I have developed apps which we can use. Simple. How do we know each other in terms of, okay, membership? It's a simple membership thing there. We need a simple membership thing. And now we are struggling to get into who are the members of CCCC. We are losing, guys.
Maybe Mr. Dennis, I can answer you so that we can save time. I think that would be better. Generally, Mr. Dennis, currently, as the president has said, a membership structure for the CCC has not yet been announced. Why? How you become a member is stated in the constitution. As long as we don't have a constitution, we can't say that you are a member. We understand that all of us want to be members of the CCC, but we cannot recruit any member without a constitution. That's number one, because being a member, for some, they believe that being a member is paying a subscription, but that's not being a member. Being a member involves you being active in a certain branch, like what Mr. Dennis is talking about. We just finished the by-elections, and since we finished by-elections, it's less than a week, and we've got processes that are happening. And you know that the by-election was not a very small process for a new party. So the membership is going to come. and you are going to know about it. We are going to announce, we will be some of the happiest people to come and explain to all the people in the diaspora that now the membership has started. No one, if you hear anyone saying that they have already paid their membership or they are a member right now, they won't be speaking the truth, because currently no one has ever paid the membership, or no one has a card of CCC. So let's be patient. Let's wait for the constitution. Let's wait for the internal processes of the party to take place. Let's not be disgruntled or think that things are not moving because we haven't seen any members yet. We are all members. We are just waiting for the processes to happen so that we don't do things in a haphazard way, as advised by Honorable Diamond there. So don't worry, Mr. Dennis. In South Africa, in Pretoria, I understand that there are many cadres who are in South Africa. There are many people whom we can just say have been in the change struggle. I don't mean in the CCC, but in the change struggle for in a very long time. So those people can actually be able to help. We can link you to some of them who have been in the struggle, because you can band together as a people in an area. Let's say if you are in the UK, you can decide that let's band together whilst we wait for the due process to happen. But you know each other as comrades there. You might have leaders, people whom you consider leaders in your place, whom would then take as caretaker leaders in your area, right? So the issue of membership right now, Mr. Dennis, I think it is not the most paramount challenge that we have. What we actually have is how do we move from where we are to a better place as a people, and as a model parliament. How do we harness our ideas and be champions together? That's what I can say to Mr. Dennis in the interest of time. I think the issue of membership, I hope it has been addressed, and it is not the focus of today's parliament. So soon we might be ending the space, but we would like those who are on the podium to speak, then we can move forward. I can see that there is Makanaka Trisha, who hasn't spoken. Makanaka, can you go ahead?
Oh, hello. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I'm actually here because of I would like to ask about Mutare West, if it has been taken. I'm asking with regards to twinning. I'm based here in the UK, so I would like to represent Mutare West.
Mutare West has not yet been taken. You can take it.
Okay. How do I get involved then? Who do I speak to?
So unfortunately today you came at the 9th hour. So many people have already spoken, and we have had the parliament going for the past 8 hours, 7 or 8 hours if I'm not mistaken. Meaning will be ending very soon at the top of the hour. So what you do is you need to go and do your research, find the challenges in your community, find solutions to those challenges. After you find the solutions, then have a financial plan. How are you going to finance the solutions that you are suggesting? Then after that, you will come and present one of the days and tell us what you are doing. As a benefit, you will be able to interact with some of the people, either candidates or the MPs that are there, and also generally to contribute. Then you can write a mini manifesto, as has been suggested here, where you write a mini manifesto from Mutare West, and tell us what exactly you intend to do in Mutare West, your manifesto. And then that manifesto will share it with the real MP or the candidate for 2023. Yeah, something like that. That's how you can participate. But currently, today, we've already done that, and we hope you'll be able to participate in the future. I think we'll try to do it every Saturday so that we move more, or we increase the number of days, we are going to make a decision before we leave this platform today. So thank you so much, Makanaka. You can take that one. Yes. Let's go to Layton. Layton, you have not yet spoken. It will be your first time. Then we go to Citizen Chiwa in that order. Layton, go ahead.
Thank you, Marco, and thank you, the co-host, and the thank you everyone who is in this space. Marco, I just wanted to check with you. Is there anyone who take Makoni West?
I think Mother Barbara took Makoni, but I don't think it was West.
Okay. So if there's no one who took Makoni West, I would like to represent Makoni West. Yeah, I would like to represent Makoni West because I'm actually coming from Makoni West. That's where I grew up. That's where I more resonate with. And also to just to say, in Makoni West, I think it's one of the cities in the rural areas which we have more potential of winning back as the CCC, because it was actually, we actually won that seat before. But the problem, especially in 2018, what happened is the candidate which was there, she diverted to Madam Coupe, which is Weba Chinyaza, and he was a bit more influential. So that actually costed the MP who actually contested this MDC alliance. And beside that, contestation, he actually lost it to ZANU-PF with a very small margin. So I think that if we get organized and if we actually campaign for the candidate, and if we actually go to the people, there is one seat that we can actually win back. I also received some reports about people who are actually being deployed now, going there to target some aspiring candidates, which are aspiring councillor candidates, which are very strong and which are more resonant with people. And they are ZANU-PF people, they don't want those kind of candidates, because the main reason why they are afraid of those candidates is because there are people who are well known up in the communities, and some of them, they are from the chieftainship, which is the Chiduku, which is from the Chief Chiduku people. So if someone who is actually in the who is from the family of chiefs and is contesting against as a member of the opposition, that is gonna actually give the ZANU-PF some headaches. So they're actually trying to target those candidates. So it's those kind of people that we need to actually support and give our main. So that's why I actually want to represent it, especially virtual, so that I can actually come up and do a more research of what is needed there, and also to support them, especially here on the platform, on the social media platform. Thank you. I'm not sure if there is something that I need to do for now. I think that is all that I wanted to share with everyone on this virtual platform.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Then indeed, Honorable Barbara is Makoni South, so you can be Makoni West. Thank you for that. Then
sorry through you, Speaker. Can he follow me? I've followed him so that we can work together. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Layton, I think you have heard it for yourself. Citizen Chiwa, go ahead.
All right, thank you very much. I won't speak much, a bit of sinus. Number one, I wanted Makoni West, then Layton just took it out of my face. So I guess we have double candidates there.
Yes, yes. Double candidates.
I come from the area. We have started what we call Makoni Development Association. Then we narrowed it to what we call Gwangwaza Initiative. I think Layton know it. So what we have been doing is we started repairing all the roads. We contributed, because the district association, whatever, they didn't have money. They've got those bulldozers, but they don't have fuel and the drivers. So we were managing to buy drums of fuel, and we fixed all the roads. We also finished now at what we call Torino, we finished fixing the clinic. Then we on the other side also at is it Mukaye Sango, we also fixed the clinic. We still have other projects, but this was non-partisan. It was just us, the guys who came from there. So definitely I wanted to represent Makoni West just to build on what we have done already, because I was so active in that initiative, and we are still going on and on. So I don't know what you do with the double candidates there. All right, thank you.
Right, Honorable Citizen Chiwa, you have been beaten. You were almost beaten in the primaries. Thankfully, you are here to represent yourself. Honorable Layton, please, the issue of double candidates. What do you want us to do?
I don't mind working with the Mr. Chiwa there, because since we can clean it up, Mr. Chiwa, if you want. I'm actually be glad to work with you, because I think working with him, if two of us or maybe three, it will be good. We'll bring up more ideas, and it will help the constituents as well. So I think it's a very good thing that you came up so that we can work together.
Sorry, Layton, if I could come in with a suggestion. Yeah. So from the results, it looks like Makoni, it has got part. It's very urban, right? It's like we've got some constituents for urban and some for rural. So are you able then to say maybe you are going to do rural or urban, then citizens will also do maybe the other one, so that at least we do not have duplication for presentations, or we don't have someone saying, no, I thought Mr. Citizen was going to prepare a presentation. We need someone to be accountable for a particular area, a specific area.
I think that is good, Mr. Smarters. I think what we do is there are words, so we're gonna divide the words, because what he is saying, the words that he is saying, which is coming from, they're actually on the upper part, I'm more on the down part. So that is gonna work very well with that. So Mr. Chiwa, by the way, I'm from the Chiluku area, which is actually down the constituents. And the way you are saying where you are coming from is the upper part, which is near Sanzaguru, Katsenga, and all that area. So that is gonna work well. So we'll just divide the words, and then you get the words, and then I will also get my words, and then
Honorable member, we don't want people who divide words. Can you find a different word? We don't want division. We want unity. We want you to unite our words for CCC.
Yes. So what I'm saying is, when we are doing our research, so we come up with you do the research for those other words, I do the research on other words, and then we combine all the problems together, and then we come and present to the parliament on a unity purpose.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, what Layton is saying, I think it can happen. We can do different reports, but between us, we can combine it into a single report. Like also what Sister Diamond was saying, we were using all these young people to help in the rehabilitation of roads. So there were so many youth. So after that, we promised them, we bought them soccer kits, we bought them everything, just as compensation for their free. We're buying them food just to help to repair the roads. So already we have some kind of relationship with the people on the ground. So I think that will work very well with Layton, whatever. But at the end, when we want to present, maybe Layton will come present. If he's not available, I can also present, but we'll make it one report.
This Monday.
Thank you so much. Dennis, can you go ahead before I go to Dr. Smartes? Dennis,
Okay.
you have been a meeting.
Sorry, amazodiwa ka apa pakudiwa database rema supporters, and it's going to be very simple. Inini, I've worked with I was there's a cut later on, but I'm telling you, Ndirimuna, one of the best database manager. Pangodiwa kuna wana unyeba una yakatangwa zani yekuti people they lie kuti ma supporters vasti ma supporters. Oh sisi, oh so sisi, thank you so much ne ndadzoka panyaya yamutare. Thank you so much. Apa pakudwa database ringoziva kuti ma supporters ndanani, and it zvotibatsira. We can even know kuti ma numbers edakamira sei. So thank you so much sisi, ndazokatwa before you told me something. I really appreciate that. Mati atisati tava originally been known, and atisati tava ne database who is who. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mambo. I really appreciate it. It's going to be very simple, especially if you professionalize our things. It's going to be very simple. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Dennis. We really appreciate. We really appreciate you. Right. I think everyone who is on the podium at some point spoken. So, Dr. Smartes, Sister Beauty, what's your decision? Do we end the space? Do you want to continue with the space? It's up to you now as co-hosts. Decide. What do you want?
Right, we can vote. Not just the two of us. I think we can vote with everyone. But maybe before we get to that part, my honorable speaker, I wanted to, to commend brother citizen there and sister. They are already on the ground. I think the initiative with soccer kids and all that. There was a point that was mentioned earlier on by Honorable Beauty to say, hey guys, can we please have the Hansard police documents and what? And you notice that we can actually utilize some of the information that we are getting from different constituencies, like initiatives that are already working, and try to mirror them in our setups as well. So if the soccer initiative, I know I've seen some communication from the Secretary General's office. So if that initiative is working, we need also to adopt it across the rural, maybe the rural constituencies as well, because already I think we are seeing results from the other areas. Then we can then take it to say, let's introduce provincial tournaments. It could be, that something that goes maybe across different constituencies, but it in the same province. Yeah, but it starts with us adopting the initiative. Let's run with it. Then from there, we introduce some competitions and also incentivizing it. That will save us time in terms of research and development. There's no need for us to reinvent the wheel. So if soccer is appealing to our rural folks, let's just try to adopt it. So yeah, so that would be my submission. Then we are 70. There are 75 guests, so we are 78 right now. So I think it would be good for us to vote whether we should proceed with our deliberations or not. Sister Beauty, what do you think, my honorable?
Yeah, I concur. It's up to the people. Where for the people, the citizens' choices and voices matter the most. So and then I was just thinking about these soccer tournaments. I think the diaspora has to be challenged and brought into this as well. Kotadi kuitoma football matches with diaspora for these kids of these Zimbabweans. Vaitoma tournaments and linka with this tournament, as a fundraising initiative.
Nice. There is the question, guys. So, yeah, I saw Sister Diamond's hand is up. Dr. Ziko, before I go to Sister Diamond, I've got something very interesting for the next program. Like, if people are still available, I was thinking maybe we could do it for the next meeting, but we can as well. If people are still interested in us, be having this thing going, we can have that. I sent it to you to your DM earlier on, so I think we could have that where we open the platform for discussions. Sister Diamond, you had your hand up.
I just wanted to agree with Honorable Deputy Speaker, Madam Beauty, to say in the diaspora, we have things lined up, but these are things that are just within our conscious minds. We are just waiting on the processes. We are waiting on the constitution. We are waiting on the go ahead from the CCC Diaspora desk after the deliberations or after maybe the president has okayed it. We do have initiatives that we already have in mind. But having said that, I will not deviate from the idea of us supporting these initiatives in the rural areas. We may faff about as much as we want as far as urban areas is concerned. My guys, we have to be practical. We have to be responsible people to understand where the thorn in our flesh is, and it is in the rural areas. We need a lot of work to be done. It doesn't matter how much words we can try to talk about as far as for instance, Marondera Central is concerned. The people vakachangamuka kudhara. There's no amount. Some of them vakaenda unotora upfu vakavota the other way. Now upfu hwakunzi dzorai upfu hwangu. Which goes to show that people are already waken up already. Asiandei muma, let's support these initiatives mumaruzeva. I can't stress enough. We need to go and physically be present. Can you imagine if we say, just for argument's sake, Honorable Denford and Honorable Layton and Honorable Citizen Chiwa, this weekend vari kwachenda Mbuya kune football tournament iriko iri painted. It's not a rally, it's a motivational football, a tournament yekumotivate people. Then we see the point of need that our people have, and we penetrate. I sent you a DM, CCC Diaspora, Ziko, to be precise, to say we need, in capital letters, NEED, we need to penetrate the rural areas as much as we can, and the time is now. 2023 is around the corner. No amount of words can stress to say we are running out of time, but we will wait for the processes to go through. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister Diamond. The message was well received.
Okay, thank you. It's all right. We need to vote now. I'll start with Honorable Mambesose. Yay or nay? Mambesose?
Nay.
Thank you. Honorable Diamond.
Explain, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Yes.
Yay, nay, which one is going which direction?
So yes, if they want us to continue with the program, well, that's a yay. Then no, that's nay. If they want us to end the session.
Okay, nice.
So yeah,
can I have just a minute, Honorable?
Oh yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
Here's the challenge here that I want to throw to all of you here. If you continue, or if we're gonna reconvene, can we have these issues that the party is grappling with right now? We need solutions ASAP. You are the parliament. You are going to provide solutions. Can we have people coming back with solutions to voter registration? And right now, as we're speaking, we have an ID blitz that is going on. What are you going to do in your constituencies or in your wards? Those that are already working, those that already are representing their constituencies and their wards. And then thirdly, we have a voter registration blitz that is also coming. What programs are you going to do in your various constituencies to ensure that people do go and register to vote? And then the last one is what I've already presented, the issue of twinning. We need a solution right now, because I know the organizing department and the elections department will be meeting in the next few days so that they decide or they come up with another twinning program for 2023. And we, the citizens, or you, the parliamentarians, will need to come up with recommendations as to how that twinning program is going to be done and who should be part of it. And when we have agreed on the parameters, what kind of help should be given to those councillors or to those members of parliament, because that was one of the challenges that we met in the past twinning program, that you were providing flyers, you were providing posters, and then at the end, there was more that was needed in terms of the election agents, door-to-door campaigns. So we need to agree. Obviously, a twinning program cannot address everything that a councillor needs or everything that a member of parliament needs. But we can agree on the basics, on the basic needs of those constituencies. And the parliamentarians here can come up with that, because they are talking to the people on the ground, that these are things that are needed. These are the programs that we need to do for it to be a successful twinning program. And then lastly, on the twinning program, we will need to address the issue of what resources or how are the resources supposed to be given to those members of parliament. That was a big issue. We had agreed initially when that program was started that no member of parliament, no councillor was supposed to be given cash. But because of conveniences and also because of pressure from those leaders, some branches ended up giving those leaders cash, and that cash was never, used for its intended purposes. We know that those things happen, so that's why we had always said, you buy the flyers, the member of parliament go and pick up the flyers. You buy food from OK. You buy, fuel using coupons. We opened an account with one of the fuel suppliers. Someone just goes to pick up the fuel coupons. So all those things will need to be agreed on, so that we don't have this noise that come after every program has been launched. Obviously, the twinning program that you are going to discuss here will never twin every rural constituents, because we've already agreed that those in towns are not going to be twinned. We'll concentrate on those in the rural areas. We have more people, we have more constituencies, we have more wards in the rural areas, but we only have as much branches in the external assemblies. They will never be able to satisfy the number of constituencies that are out there. There are always going to be some that are going to be left out. So how do we make the program work? What are the areas of priority? How do you prioritize a certain member of parliament or a certain councillor? All those things need to be discussed here, because those are the very things that that program was being criticized of. So we have a chance to put in our submissions or even to be involved in the next training program. Thank you.
Thank you.
1 minute. Can I come in 1 minute?
Thank you, Honorable. Do you want to respond to what Honorable?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
Yes, although your submission was a bit long. Let me just add to it. I think when we were working in the Makoni Development Association, we did the roads, we did the clinics, we did schools. But now we discovered one thing which was very important, the issue of medications in the clinic in the rural areas. So I think that would be a good project for the whole country, for all the wards. If we can raise a little bit of money, get some medication maybe from India or somewhere where it's cheaper to get some basic, I think medical doctors who are here, they will know basically what is needed, mostly in the rural areas, even Panados. If we can equip also most of those clinics in the rural areas, I think that would be an outstanding project for the communities. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Moving on. Sita Diamond, your vote, please. Honorable Diamond.
Oh gosh. Thank you very much. I think I will agree with Honorable Mambo Sose. So it will be a nay for me.
Thank you. I see Honorable Sabok has just joined, so I'll skip him for now. Sabok, I'll come back to you. Honorable Layton, what's your vote?
I agree. I'm going with the.
Thank you. Yay.
Yes.
Okay. Citizen, Honorable Citizen, thank you. Honorable Citizen, can you hear me? Honorable Citizen. Okay. Dr. Maifa, your vote?
Before I vote, I had picked Makoni South. It was never mentioned. Maybe it was taken by somebody else. And I'm also concerned about the number of female MPs. Are we maintaining the balance that we started with last week, Dr. Smartest?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Honorable. Yeah, so we are going to have 50%, 50%. I think the only challenge that we are facing currently is, we are making appeals to people to come through and pick their constituencies. And I should be very honest to tell you that, the responses from our initial meeting, I think the responses were overwhelming. We're happy with the responses, especially from the ladies as well. But after that, it looks, I'm not so sure what's happening, but we're expecting things to change. But our idea is to have 50%, 50% representation, and also we need to incorporate the youth as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm surprised, been here since 9 a.m. East time. Makoni, Mtasa South was never called. Not really a constituent that I really know, but I picked it when you said we were playing a game, and I worked with them during twinning with Florida branch, so I kind of know a little bit about it. It was never mentioned, so I'm not too sure if I still have to research or you picked somebody from Tasa South. It's not my region,
Honorable
but I
Spokes.
just.
Okay, Honorable Spokes, confirm, please.
Yes. So what was happening is like we were not calling out the people to present, but people were requesting the mic, then telling us the constituents that they have picked, something like that. So you were supposed to come up and then say, "I'm representing Tasa South," because the assumption was like everyone has already picked, because we had 182 people who picked the constituencies. So those 182 people were supposed to just come and present. So we're not calling out the names of the constituencies and then presenting people, but definitely you can still do research on Mtasa South, and you can still come and present when we reconvene.
Thank you. And what's your vote,
And
Honorable?
what are we exact? I don't understand, Dr. Smarters. What are we exactly voting for or against?
Okay, no, that's fine. So we just want to, the Honorable Speaker, can we close the space? So we are saying yes or no. That's the vote. Do you want us to close the space, or we can have some more deliberations.
Oh, more deliberations, of course. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Dr. Maifa. Honorable Ed, please. Honorable Eddie, can you hear me? Eddie, can you hear me? All right, let's try Honorable Mr. Chief.
Good day, how are you?
Good, thank you, Honorable. Your vote, please.
Yes.
Thank you. Honorable Mr. Chi, your vote. Honorable Mr. Chi. Mr. Chi, can you hear me? Honorable
Yes, we can continue. We can continue, Seth. Sorry for the delay, technology things.
Thank you. Honorable Abi, yes or no?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Honorable Zombe Jena.
Affirmative for me.
Thank you. Honorable Right. Honorable Speaker, so I do have 2 nays and 6 yeah. So we've got majority yays.
Okay. Nice. That means we have to continue, and after a certain time, since we have a lot of honorables here, we have said yay.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. I thought the question was yay to close the space and no to continue. So if the yeas have it, then the space is closing. Was that not the question? Because
No,
that was
no,
the
it
question.
Right. Agree, the two of you. What was the question?
Okay, so I think I declared the results according to the responses that I got. So I'm thinking the majority are saying we should continue with the space. That's what I'm picking. Then if there are any objections, please let them come through.
Yeah, that's what I heard as well, because I think there was one response which went with yes, which ended up influencing the way the question was answered, where they said, yes, let's continue the deliberations. So it was no longer, yes, let's close the space, which shifted the way people voted. I don't know. Let's go to, I can see Mother Barbara, I can see Eddie. Honorable Eddie, can you go ahead? Not there. Right. So those who have said yes. Yes, go ahead.
The way I understood the question is like to say, shall we close the space or we go ahead? The yes was for closing. So I was also going to say yes. Guys, we've been here for 8 hours. Unless if you are going to say people are going to talk and it's just because I'm saturated. I don't want to lie. So my yes was going to be close the space. So since you shifted, I don't know now.
Yes, that's the thing. That's why I said that at some point in time, the yes changed the meaning. So I don't know. Dr. Smarties, we have 9 people. They can just confirm. You can raise your hands, guys. All those who say let's close the space, raise your hand there. Then we count. Okay, so you can drop your hands. I saw 3. Dr. Smarties, how many did you see?
I can confirm there were only 3 hands.
Yes, those who say let's continue, we are counting those who are on the podium first. Those who said let's continue, can you show by a raise of hands? I can see 4 there, 5. Yeah, so we heard correctly from the people. So what we'll do is the ones, all the hands that I see, except for Zombe Jena, are new people who just arrived. So they didn't spend 8 hours like you. Then Mr. Chi as well. Okay, fine. So what we can do is, Mr. Layton, and you should come and replace co-host Beauty. Co-host Beauty, is that acceptable to you? Yes. So Mr. Layton will say come and co-host. Right. Then let's see. Dr. Smarties, you are still fresh, right? You can continue for some time.
I'm still okay, but if we do have someone who wants to come and co-host, I think in the spirit of democracy, if you could have those, now we are 3 men. So if you could have a lady, please, coming to join us, that would be nice. I suggest Honorable Barbara, please.
Honorable Barbara is one of those who want to listen who is saturated.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine. I had nominated this, so I can nominate Honorable, let's see here, Honorable Rudo.
Honorable Rudo, can you come? Request the mic and confirm. Okay. So for now, I'll say Dr. Smartes and Honorable Layton. You can continue with the discussion, choose the topic, and continue. Then so you take your graveyard shift. As for Mother Barbara, myself, and others, we'll be listening whilst you guys are going ahead with the program. So it's in your hands, the two of you. When you find someone who wants to replace any one of you, then you just call on the host and then we put the person there. Thank you so much. For those who will be retiring, thank you. For those who will be continuing, thank you as well. At some point in time, the space is going to end. Thank you so much. Over to you, Dr. Smartes and Honorable Layton.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Rico, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And thank you so much, my co-host, Honorable Layton. Welcome to the program. I just want to welcome my leader, Honorable Sabuk. Good to have you here. Right, so on the topic, moving on with the topic, there's a tweet that I saw in the morning that I thought maybe we might want to discuss as parliamentarians. So this tweet reads as follows. So I'm going to pose it as a challenge to you guys. The top 10 causes of death in Zimbabwe are as follows. I'll try to pin the tweet up there, right? So the top 10 causes of death in Zimbabwe are as follows, right? Number 1, HIV and AIDS. Number 2, influenza and pneumonia. Number 3, RTA for road traffic accidents. Number 4, heart disease. Number 5, diarrhea. Number 6, low birth weight. Number 7, stroke. Number 8, malnutrition. Number 9, diabetes mellitus. Number 10, maternal conditions. And we got this information from the World Health Organization, the United Nations, World Bank. They were looking at the Zimbabwean profile. Right. So you got the major causes, the top 10 causes of death in Zimbabwe. So we want to deliberate on that list and also come up with our ideas and solutions to make sure that we curb those statistics.
So that's the topic we are going to be discussing, my fellow citizens, my fellow honorables. Yes, over to you, Honorable Layton.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Smarters, with that question which we need to deliberate on. But maybe just before we start those deliberations, I see some people who were raising their hands. I'm not sure if they were actually want to already to discuss on those or to deliberate on that question. Maybe it is good for us to just let them to say what they wanted to say, and then we continue with our topic. Okay, Abby, you can go ahead, please. Honorable Abby.
Honorable Layton and Honorable Smarters, thank you very much, and good evening, everybody. Yeah, all I wanted to have just an input about the administrative side of it, and also incorporating it with the voters' roll or the voting processes, and gathering, the data across the country, which really is gonna make it very simple, especially for the leadership, when they would want to see where the scale is like weighing towards. Yeah, so I myself am much into software inventions. So having studied all whatever is happening, I then really had to come up with some kind of, the software that will be able to incorporate all these things that we might be, or that have been traditionally done, using some manual means. So I was thinking that if there could be somebody who will be very much interested into this thing, then you can come to my inbox, and then we see how it is. I've also hit some other guys like Wopwell, our brother Wopwell, and some other guys. I think it's Chambi. When I was just trying to make them see. So definitely they said no, ZEC will not allow this thing because it will kill the rigging process right out. So then obviously as an inventor now, you then have to come up and say, okay, fine. If we cannot go it outright, like from kind of a ZEC kind of thing, we can do it like as a citizen thing, which will be just the application that will be used. Trust me, this thing is gonna just be a game changer. But obviously there's gonna be some kind of investment in funding, the coding of the software, as it were. So yeah, that was just gonna be my input into that thing. That yeah, in as much as we are having all those things, it's gonna help, our councillors, it's gonna help our MPs, it's gonna help maybe the National Council, it's also gonna help the leader or the president, it's gonna also help the citizens in themselves. Because once they come, they can see activities happening because it will be having so many interfaces. So thank you very much on that one. And then in what just Honorable Smarters just gave us the top 10 according to who, from my point of view, I think we have got two main issues here. The number one is poverty. Yeah, that is why HIV is on the top, and then you go to this, like almost these things, malnutrition and all those things. It just depicts how our state is rotten as a nation. We need to address poverty. Then we also need to address the issue of having the right people to implement, such kind of policy. Like our honorable, I think is honorable citizen, yeah, where he says about the issue of trying now to rehabilitate and to put some medication in the hospitals and all those things. Yeah, but there are some fundamentals that can come, before we give a person a Panadol or whatever. We give a person a Panadol, he goes home, there is no food. So really, I think the issue of poverty is number one, according to me. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. The other honorable members who are in the house, they hear your contributions, and also about the issue of the software that you were actually suggesting to the house. I think they're gonna also maybe come to you as private, or also come maybe along the way in this house to make some recommendations or to comment about it. So for now, we go to Honorable Edwin. Can you please go ahead with your deliberations? Is it a question or it's deliberations? I'm not sure. You can go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to take you backwards a little bit about the constituencies, because I'm interested in one of the constituents, Redcliffe. Why? Because that's where I come from, and based on little research I have at the moment, is that
okay. No. So you said you are interested with the Redcliffe constituency. So yes. I'm not sure if the secretary, if he was here, I'm not sure if they are still they can actually see whether it's taken or it's not taken. But for the sake of progress, even if it's taken, maybe I think that is something that they're gonna also see how they can work around it, so that you can also. But for now, what I can advise you is to maybe continue doing the research on Redcliffe, and also go to the ground and start doing your research, and you come to this parliament, and then you also make your deliberations, and you make your presentations to everyone in this house. So yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay. So I think I can go further if I have an answer of if there's someone or not, and then I'll continue my search and present regardless. So yeah, I think we can end here for now.
No, it's fine. Like I said, for now, even if you haven't yet get the answer of saying yes, it's taken or it's not yet taken, you can go and continue doing the research, and come make the deliberations, so that it's gonna be. I think that way we can make progress.
Okay. So okay. So I was saying my worry is that my research is based on a small group of number, of course, but my worry is that that constituency, it was not recalled. No one was recalled. And people in the area, I think they are worried in an aspect that they don't know where these people stand, the current honorables and the councillors. And I believe it has been infiltrated, because if you see the town clerks that from the ruling party, so people, they don't know what exactly or who exactly is leading them. So there's a huge disinterest in the constituency, and also it's a peri-urban, so there is also a rural aspect of it. So my biggest worry is that we might lose that seat in 2023 if nothing's being done about it. So yeah, that's my submissions for now.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Edwin. I think that is actually a good submissions that you bring to the other honorable members. I think what you need to do right now is to go maybe do some more research to see who are still with us and who are not still with us, so that you can actually bring it, and also make some research on how things are going on to the ground. What are the people in Redcliffe wants, and the members which are there, and the councillors which are there, how are they working, and all those kind of things, and you bring them to the parliament, and we also help them with some solutions on what needs to be done there, and help the councillors which are there in that area on how they can do, or how can they do service delivery to the residents of Redcliffe. That will actually help our party as well. Thank you. Is there anyone who still wants to make some deliberations which are not part of the questions that we are given to deliberate on?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Speaker, or Vice Mr. Deputy Speaker. I've been in and out of this space all day today, but I listened most of the time, especially in the beginning. And it was interesting to note that, I mean, it's a fantastic program that we're having, and we engage in people.